Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane. This is Altcoin Disrupt. Today we'll be having a look at THORChain. What exactly is THORChain, the DeFi bridge for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and plenty more. Before we get started, I must declare this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes, educational purposes, and you must always consult your own professional financial advisor before you make any financial decisions. Now, in the case of THORChain, THORChain is a Cosmos-based blockchain protocol for swapping crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum across blockchain networks. It is a protocol for swapping crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I suspect that there's other cryptocurrencies that can be swapped across blockchains as well. Now, assets minted on a network like Ethereum cannot be used or directly traded to another crypto network like the Bitcoin blockchain or Binance Smart Chain. So swapping assets across blockchain is reliant on middlemen in the form of exchanges such as Coinbase, or is dependent on tokenized versions of assets such as wrapped Bitcoin. This means while isolated blockchain ecosystems may be liquid, meaning that there's an active market of buyers and sellers. So THORChain itself describes itself as a decentralized cross-chain liquidity protocol and utilizing threshold signature schemes. It does not peg or wrap assets. It simply determines how to move them in response to users' action, in other words, to users' needs. And this is directly from THORChain. This is their explanation of their technology, which makes it good. It makes it good and easy to understand because everyone can get a straightforward answer from the developers themselves. Now, THORChain observes incoming users deposit to vaults, execute business logic, swap, add or remove liquidity, and processes outbound transaction. So THORChain is primarily leaderless vault management, ensuring that every stage of process is Byzantine fault tolerant. Now, about the objective of THORChain. So THORChain key objective is to be resistant to centralization and capture whilst facilitating cross-chain liquidity. THORChain only secures the assets in its vaults and has economic guarantees that those assets are safe. Now, as for the technology side of things, it goes into more details on how the leaderless vault manage, how that works. They go into some more direct information, and it can get a little bit complicated for the everyday person. But at the end of the day, this is more for developers to understand because they're the ones who are building these technology. They're the ones who are building these systems. So if you don't understand it as a regular everyday person, on what THORChain is, I find it interesting to always understand this from the platform itself and from outside perspective, how it's written by the publishing media. So THORChain is a blockchain built on Cosmos, the so-called Internet of Blockchain that aims to make all of the crypto liquid. It seeks to do this by enabling the trading of non-native crypto assets, such as trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, but in a completely decentralized way. In essence, it does much of what Coinbase and Binance do, but without a third party ever taking control of the fund. That's kind of amazing to hear. So if I ever want to buy Ethereum or Bitcoin or other assets that are on THORChain, then I can always go to THORChain and get these assets swapped. In other means, my money isn't being held by anyone, by any middleman, because THORChain isn't described as a middleman. So I don't really have to worry about any company holding on to my money without my permission. I don't even have to worry about the institutions knowing how I make my transactions because THORChain is meant to be decentralized. So the THORChain protocol also powers a decentralized exchange, DEX by the same name, like Uniswap or SushiSwap. Now, the THORChain DEX allows anyone to trade or lend their crypto assets by providing liquidity to an asset pool and exchange, earn, or yield on those assets. So that's pretty good that you can earn returns or yields. THORChain was built by a mostly anonymous team. Conceived in 2018 during a hackathon, the protocol's multi-chain chaosnet was finally launched in April 2021 after initially development took place a few testnets. So the broader goal of its team and community is to create a decentralized liquidity to eliminate the need for centralized parties. Centralized parties being like Binance, Coinbase, Robinhood, other centralized systems, centralized platforms that allows you to trade crypto, who can and have withheld access to financial products or service from individuals for various reasons. So yeah, centralized systems can be very complicated when it comes to controlling people money and people asset. And it gets even more complicated because it feels as if like your money isn't always yours because it can always be controlled by this third party who you have given permission to that you want to trade, but you haven't given permission to withhold your funds. So it gets really complicated. So this is how swaps work on THORChain. The THORChain uses an adoption of another DEX lending system, namely Bancor, continuous lending pool, to facilitate trades. Now in these trades, all assets are deposits in liquidity pool shared with one other asset, which is a THORChain native token. So Rune is swapped against other assets in all trade. In a swap for asset A to asset B, the protocol would conduct two trades, swapping A for Rune, then Rune for B. This actually sounds understandable. So Rune double swap is what allows decentralized swapping of assets. Now, so far, the protocol has worked as intended and has helped push Rune to a top of 10th spot by market cap amongst DeFi tokens in the month of June 2021. So THORChain initially launched with the support for access. THORChain initially launched with support for assets from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Binance Smart Chain, and Litecoin. Actually, that's really good because I really do like Litecoin. Now, THORChain is also proof of stake, which means that you can stake the token as opposed to proof of work. Proof of work is where you have to mine the cryptocurrency token, but with proof of stake, you can actually stake your token and earn passive income. In other words, it's like a stake reward, stake return, or interest. Now, this means it's secure and maintained by node-operated bonds and earn Rune. Nodes are computers that validate swaps and create pools for assets, and return gets reward. Now, nodes must bond at least 100 million Rune to be eligible for a validator spot. Now, Rune is currently worth around $6 and it has a market cap of over 1.3 billion. That's damn insane. Now, they go into more information. How does the liquidity pool works? It goes into more complicated stuff, but for the most part, as for now, we understand quite fully what THORChain is. And at first hearing about THORChain, I wasn't too sure if it was a good cryptocurrency, but after doing my research, I can honestly say it sounds like they're doing the right thing. Decentralized. It sounds like they're doing the right thing. Decentralized swapping for Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. So on to the final thing, we'll have a look at the price of THORChain. Now, the cryptocurrency is actually known as Rune. So Rune itself sits right now just below $4. As you can see, it was changing right before our eyes right there. Which tells me a lot. Now the max supply is around 500 million and the circulating supplies, which is what available right now to be traded or to be bought or sold, is around 234 million. And it's ranked 66 in the world by market cap. So my question of these cryptocurrency is, will this cryptocurrency 100x? But of course, a cryptocurrency does not have to 100x in order to be successful. You know, sometimes a cryptocurrency has to just 10x, 20x, 30x. That is still a huge profit because it means that you can turn if it can 10x, you can turn your £1,000 or $1,000 into $10,000 whenever a 10x is. But my question is primarily still, will something like this 100x? Now at its all-time high, it was around $20 at its all-time high. This was actually this year in May and it was doing extremely well. But as you can see, the price has dropped down quite a bit But ultimately, I don't see that as a bad thing because cryptocurrency market in total has fallen down just a little bit. So I don't think there's any cause for concern simply because cryptocurrencies, they've done well earlier this year, but as we always know, nothing good lasts forever. It will eventually fall down, and that's just to be expected. But ultimately, I think that's a good thing because this gives a lot more people chances to invest in these cryptocurrencies. It still gives people more chances to invest in these cryptocurrencies long term, because a lot of investors are not always long term, and some people are looking for long term investments, which is good. It's proven itself that it can go to $20, and I guarantee you it can go a lot higher than $20, because my question is, can this cryptocurrency 100x? But what's my time frame for this cryptocurrencies to 100x? It's usually around 3 to 5 years. Can this cryptocurrency 100x in 3 to 5 years? That's a huge prediction. So I don't think it will 100x in the next 3 to 5 years, but I do believe it can 20x or 30x in the next 2 to 3 years for definite. 20x or 30x. Now we can have a look at probably 40x or 50x in terms of. But I think in the next 10 years, then you can start questioning if a cryptocurrency like this could possibly 100x. And this will all be determined by whether or not this cryptocurrency is actually useful for a lot of people. As long as this cryptocurrency remains useful, decentralized, I think there will be genuine use cases for this cryptocurrency as long as it stays true to its identity, to its system of belief. And as you can see, even in June the 24th, this cryptocurrency was around the same price that it is right now, but it did rise back up to around $7. So naturally it fall back down to around $4. So as you can see, it's very, very tradable. There's obviously a need for it, and the price fluctuates quite a lot, which is good for traders because traders like cryptocurrency that fluctuates a lot. This is one of the few cryptocurrencies that I've seen that I've said, you know what, this cryptocurrency would probably be good for trading because it fluctuates a lot, but in a good way, in a very predictable way. Obviously, it's going down gradually, but over time, as you can see, it's going to go back up a little bit, and maybe that's only a few percentage, but a few percentage alone can earn you a lot depending on what you invest. Again, it's not financial advice, it's just for entertainment purposes. But thank you for watching this video. Subscribe, leave a like. Let me know, what do you think about my predictions? I do think this cryptocurrency could go back to like $10, $20 in the next year or two. So thank you for watching this video.